So I read all these stupid ass anti-racism, anti-white, whiteness, white supremacy, anti-colonialism, anti-West books. So Me and My White Supremacy, How to Be an Anti-Racist, What White People Can Do Next, White Fragility, Nice Racism. What was the last one? I don't know. It was equally as Stamped. It was a remake, Ibram Kendi X, but some other asshole did his version of it for kids, because that's normal, right? Because we have propaganda, and then when we hire somebody to make it more palatable to younger children, that's acceptable. That's okay. Anyways, my point with this is it's a mirage. It's an illusion. They're calling white supremacy the problem because they can't attack the Constitution. The Constitution uplifts everyone, makes us all equal under the law. If you attack an immutable characteristic, well, then I can't fight against that. Hey, you're white. Yep, sure am. Can't say that I'm not. And then if you start attributing things to whiteness, and you make whiteness a word and use it as a verb to label people, well, then you get a way to attack a system covertly. It's the same. You keep reading through these books, and eventually they'll start talking about taxes, which is, again, very telling. They can't say that they want a communistic or socialist platform, because that's not popular. But if we say that we have underprivileged or marginalized people, people that need help, we can justify a huge tax rate and then redistribute the wealth. That's socialism. That's communism. They're trying to guilt you into thinking that you're responsible for other people's misfortune or downturn, or, I know people are gonna get pissed with this, but laziness. That somehow that's my fault and that I should pay for it because I benefit within a system that was primarily white. I mean, that's their argument, is that the majority of us that created the system, the Western American system, were white. So therefore it's bad. I mean, that's a logical fallacy right there. Just because something is white doesn't make it bad. You haven't made an argument. You've just said, I'm not white, therefore it doesn't benefit me as much. Maybe. I don't know. You'd have to prove that. You'd have to show me statistics that bear out that idea. If you can't show me those statistics, and again, if there's not a reasonable explanation for those statistics, like the left likes to understand, or understands, per capita argument when it comes to imprisonment, when it comes to the prison system. There are more black and minority people, or BIPOC, in prison than there are white people per capita. But then when you make that per capita argument for violent crime, robbery, arson, theft, you make that per capita argument, and then that's racist. That's a racist, white supremacist argument. It's all horse shit. It's complete horse shit. It's meant to make you feel guilty so that you will bend over backwards to get rid of your guilt. There's no argument there. There's no there. You can call me a racist, you can call me a bigot, you can call me whatever you want all day long. As long as I know who I am, I don't give a fuck what you say. The problem is, there are a lot of politicians that give a fuck what you say. There's a lot of votes out there to be had. If you're persuading people through guilt to think a certain way, well, then politicians are going to try to sweep up all of those votes. They're going to try to find all those guilty people and get them to vote for them. And that's the problem. That's what these books, that's what this ideology espouses. You get those politicians in office, then they pass legislation that increases the tax on the middle class and the wealthy to redistribute it to the poor. They don't like the system of government that they are currently in and can't argue against the Constitution because, I mean, whether you like it or not, all men are created equal is a pretty broad statement. And you can argue the intent of the writers or what they were thinking, but the word of law on paper that we are all equal set the precedent so that we could have equal rights for everybody, for every class, for every race. And what you do when you subdivide us, and you subdivide our races, our genders, our sexual proclivities, all of these other pronouns and shit, it muddies the water. It muddies the water so that we're not united. Where everybody can find a way to be insulted. Everybody can find a way to pit each other against each other. And that's how you slowly decay and bring down something like the American Empire.